Well, y'all came out of the woodwork. 50 comments on my last video. Why couldn't you do that on the rest? All I got to do is be polarizing and it works. Probably do that for now on. If you didn't watch the last video, there's actually a creator called Riley CS, and essentially they're getting called a cheater on Twitter. It has like over 40 million views on Twitter, and it's blown up. It's literally the talk of the town in the gaming community. Now, yesterday, I tried to debunk that Riley was cheating. She was not cheating. She wasn't cheating. She still isn't cheating. And in this video, I'm going to debunk it even further. And after this video, you won't have any questions, but I'm sure you'll love to put some comments down there saying of how I'm pushing 30 and I should go start a family. So again, if you didn't watch yesterday, here are a few clips from that kind of just explains the whole situation and why people think Riley is cheating. Now, my whole rebuttal was that, of course, the flicks were pretty accurate, but there was always having to be micro adjustments, and the tracking wasn't perfect at times. Some of you said the tracking was very good on some of these clips, which we'll get into, but let me start with my credibility. I explained yesterday that I had some credibility and why I would be a credible source to say this or that about someone cheating in a video game. I'm going to expand on that because I feel like people are just discrediting that. So I've been playing Call of Duty since Modern Warfare 3, and I've also been playing competitively since Black Ops 2. Whether that was ranked play or GBs and stuff like that, which is game battles, which essentially was playing for cash or whatever. For example, here's a picture of me making a video in 2012, 2013 for Ghosts, whatever year that was. But also I played in Challengers. I've gotten a few rounds in, and a few of my good friends from playing Call of Duty that I would consider at least acquaintances at this point that we've drifted apart have won on LAN, and I've teamed with them. I've teamed with LAN winning champions. I've played Call of Duty competitively for a long time. Now, I want to add, I was actually in a rec league, and in that rec league, it was a CXL, and essentially we ran weekly matches that would go throughout an entire season, and then there would be some kind of like prize pool or incentive, and there were like 12 to 14 teams depending on how popular it was at the time, and I worked my way up to being able to be part of the admin team, and being part of the admin team meant that we had to get rid of cheaters. So after months and months of watching these people try to get into the Discord or try to get into these games and cheat, we were able to detect people pretty easily. But I'll give you one scenario that I actually called out. So there was a match against one of the teams. I forget which team it was, but there was a guy named Specs, I think his name was Specs. And instantly I felt like he was reading me. I felt like he was reading me insane for a rec league. You definitely should be at least amateur pro, not just a rec league. And after the game, we watched the clips and we watched the footage, and definitely felt like he may be not so much in using walls, but at least some kind of advantage. We weren't 100% sure at the time. So dragged him into Discord. We did an entire PC check, which one of the guys was actually really decent at doing PC checks. We banned like 5 to 10 people over the course of a winter. And the guy had hacks. He had some E-System 30 something, whatever it was. I have no idea, but I've never done a PC check myself. I was just in the Discord when people were doing it. We've banned cheaters. I've played against cheaters. I've played against people that are blatantly cheating, and I've played against people that are soft aiming, like, for example, Acronis. So to get into the cheating stuff, there are multiple different types of cheating. I feel like I really went fast yesterday to be able to put a video out, but I'm going to explain myself very thoroughly this time. So I understand people are saying that there are cheating softwares out there that do little micro adjustments. Brother, you're talking about the top of the top anti-cheat destroying cheats that are not going to be accessible for a BF6 beta. They're not going to be accessible for Battlefield 6. They might be accessible for Counter-Strike. They might be accessible for Valorant, even though Valorant, you need a safe boot. There's no way you're cheating in Valorant unless you have some crazy shit. Even for Call of Duty, it gets weird because it's a yearly game. So it's usually about halfway through the year you start to see these like impressive cheats. But let's reel it back. Okay, so the types of cheats that you really can have, obviously, I would say sound whoring, or for example, using an audio pack or something along those lines. I wouldn't consider it directly cheating, but definitely an enhancement. It's kind of like using steroids. MW2 was really popular for that. But when you go the tier up, then you start to look at actual cheating. So there are things called Cronus's, which have hundreds of thousands of sold on Amazon. So Cronus's are very, very common. But this generally gives you like a soft aim or a soft lock It's a bit different. From what I've seen, what Cronus generally does do, or at least with the aiming portion of Cronus, when you're locking onto a target, it generally doesn't allow it to move outside of that target. It will move around and it's pretty smart, but you definitely have that aiming advantage. It's not aim lock, it's not wall hacks. It's just soft aimbot. It's like a soft aimbot that just allows you to be a bit better than the competition. That is extremely common. And to be honest with you, usually it's used with controller, but if it's used with keyboard and mouse, maybe they're using a Cronus. Then you move up a couple layers and you start to see these aim bots, and you'll see like the flicks will happen, or the flicks in the stick, or the crazy tracking will happen. That's when you start to see, I know, wall hacks are super common in Call of Duty, where someone will be sliding around a wall and they'll perfectly center on you. That's what I'm saying is this is not happening in these videos. The tracking is good, but it's a keyboard and mouse. Come on. Keyboard and mouse tracking has been around since the 2000s with CS, right? Counter-Strike, or I mean, what is it, 1.6 or something? Source 1.6? Tracking has been around for years. This person isn't 14. This person isn't 23 years old. They've been playing Call of Duty in these different Battlefield and FPS games, at least on the YouTube channel I've seen for 3 years doing this crack aim. When it comes down to actual aimbotting, I haven't used one myself. From videos that I've done my research on, you can manipulate the different levels of everything heavily. There are a lot of things you can manipulate in an aimbot, and I don't discredit that. Absolutely, and you know what? I'll even walk it back and say, I cannot guarantee that Riley was not cheating. I cannot guarantee that, because there is literally no physical way for me to guarantee that unless we're on LAN with a computer provided by some third-party source like actual Activision or whoever, and you see Riley playing the exact same. I cannot, I can't, the only way we're going to get it is if we have a monitor cam from Riley. A monitor cam. That's the only way, and they play the exact same. But, in my personal opinion, I truly do believe that Riley is not cheating. From everything I've seen and everything I've been through for the last 13, 14 years, this does not feel or look like cheating. Number one, there's no wall hacks, which generally the first things that do get added in these early access betas or the new games that drop, from if you've been around for years, you'll notice it generally is ESP. ESP is usually what's added first. Aimbot is added slowly after, and once it is added, it's very harsh. It's usually not one of these top end gameplay super spin bot aimbots. They're usually not this soft. They're usually like a crazy aimbot. They're usually not this soft aiming or, micro adjusting. You guys are talking about this like the game's been out for a year and a half. People had to make these for the source files or whatever they had to do, had to make these cheats within hours or days, because Riley was doing this on day 1, day 2. They had to do this very quickly. There's no way there's an aimbot good enough to do micro adjustments already in BF6. And again, that's my personal opinion. If you want my logical, actual, statistical analysis, I cannot tell you if Riley is cheating or not. There is no way. But from my beliefs and from what I've seen and what I've been through in FPS, I don't believe this is cheating. And to prove that, what shall I do? I was thinking all day, what should I do to prove that I believe that Riley is not cheating? Fuck it. I'll do it myself. Is that what they say? I don't know. I'm pushing 30. Now watch this. This is going to be a few clips of me doing what Riley did, but on Call of Duty, because Battlefield 6 isn't there right now. You're just going to have to accept that I have to use Call of Duty as the control. And on top of that, I rarely use my keyboard and mouse for Call of Duty, and I never do this crack aim stuff. So here, just watch, judge for yourself. You're telling me that doesn't look the exact same. Now, see, I can do it too. I can do the flicky stuff too. And you know what's insane? You were watching those clips being like, wow, yeah, no, he can too. Yeah, no, never mind. And your mind slightly started to switch to, maybe. You know what's crazy? The fact that I was on controller while I was doing that, and you couldn't tell. You couldn't tell that I was on controller. You thought I was on keyboard and mouse the whole time. How the am I supposed to believe that you can tell if someone's cheating if you can't even tell input from input? I don't know what to tell you. But here, Here's me actually doing it on keyboard and mouse. I mean, like, does that not look like it? Does that not look like it? Now I'm actually using mouse. You know what I mean? Like, now you're actually seeing that shit. Like, it's... You're telling me that doesn't look the exact same. As you can see, I have zero practice. I haven't been doing this for years like Riley. Anybody can do it. It's flick, micro adjust. That's it. That's all it is. And when you're about to kill someone, look somewhere else. Look around, see who's around. It's not that deep, guys. It's just not. Listen, a lot of people are starting to get political about this stuff because of Riley and their gender and whatever they choose or whatever. I'm right-leaning. I'm okay with admitting that. I would love to shit on a cat girl for cheating. I would love to. I think it'd be great. Great thumbnail. Riley's just simply not cheating, guys. Riley's just not cheating. Editor Eye Blue here. Gotta interject. Forgot to tell you about Riley's ban. Yes, I found it yesterday morning as I was recording the video. The video yesterday actually has that included. It's simply because it blew up and has 50 million views on Twitter. Everybody was reporting their Twitch channel. So she got banned simply because it was a mass report. She wouldn't have got unbanned almost instantly. She just probably appealed the ban and got unbanned. That's all it is. Not that deep. And if you have any other opinions, put them in the comments. Can't wait to see your hate comments. All right. Anyway, if that doesn't really win you over on the fact that Riley is not cheating, then fair enough. I think I have the credibility to say if or if not. I have also reenacted the clips, tricked you into thinking that I was on keyboard and mouse, and you know I was on controller, and yeah, gave you my credibility. I don't know. I don't know what else I can say. I don't know who Riley is. I really don't care, but it's a very trendy topic, so I had to cover it, obviously. Anyway, guys, if you like the video, and if you want to watch this video right here, I mean, you should, because I want to keep you around for the algorithm, because, you know, then we can find more cheaters. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to start a family.